What's going on? What's going on? So, today, red day. Pattern didn't work, which that's cool. Understood some different variables to put part of that. Understand that completely. And broke some rules on another one that I see by hindsight. That's why I got to stick to my rules. So I'm going to go over that with y'all. Just got back from the park, so I'm super tired. But I wanted to show y'all this real quick. So let's switch screens. So PRV had this news that it was, I forget, it was downgraded, as well as it was going to get something with the FDA that, oh, there it is. Negative news about their drugs, so the FDA was investigating the phase 2 trial, something like that. So basically, I thought if this died off, this would be run up to the highs and then die back down to where it came from. Because bad news, people dump their shares, right? So I basically got in, goes up here, I tap in at the high, right at pre-market highs while I start shorting it, because I'm expecting just to go down just a little bit, like 750, back to this pre-market high. I took these lines off already. 635. So I shorted it right at 7. I wanted to get 635 out of it, and I ended up stopping out right there at 736. So I was like, huh. Okay, so that didn't work out. So I was like, all right. Now I broke my rule, because at that point I should have been done. Because I'm always a 70, 50, 30. So it goes basically from your high, 70% of the pre-market high, take it out. But I won't get into that right now. I'm going to finish this. So it didn't work out. It goes up. I shorted again. I shorted at this peak here of 8, not able to break 8. I was like, okay, this is some type of consolidated, not consolidated resistance, but just some type of resistance from all these bag holders have averaged down from 6 to 10. So 8 is halfway in between. So they're selling at 8. That was my theory, right? And I was right for about 40 cents. Should have been my sign. Should have got out, but I didn't. I didn't get out at 64, which is 40 cents. So it came back up, and I got stopped out right at the break of 8. So then I waited again. And I'm like, okay, where's this going to go? Now I'm reading level 2. This is my third try. This is my last attempt on it. And I'm like, okay, my last attempt. This is what I'm seeing. Maybe this little bit is slippage. So let's try it again. So I go in it again, 840. And it goes down. It broke the consolidation point. So it's like, okay, broke consolidation. Is it going to go lower? Should have been my sign, $8. So basically, I sold off again here. So making like, I think it was like 10 cents a share, which is nothing. Nothing back from what I lost already. And then it goes down and back up. It goes down and back up. And guess what? Consolidates at 8. So it's a flat trade on that one. And that didn't work out at all, basically. So that's unfortunate. So it was not a short, it was a long. And I thought about this. It's like, what makes this pattern a long pattern? How does this make any sense that on bad news, bad everything, this is going to be its... Look at the daily. Look at that. Does that make any sense to anybody? I don't know if it makes any sense to me. You're going to sell off because bad news, but then you're going to be caught at 642, which is kind of consolidation, or the bottom consolidation from back here. Very weird. So wasn't expecting that at all. Like, I guess because the market was dead, there was nothing else to trade today. That doesn't really make sense though. So it didn't really make sense, and that's what frustrated me at the beginning. And I was like, man, so at the end of the day, I was pretty frustrated. It was pretty frustrated because I didn't understand why this didn't work like this. Why this is failing. And I was like, okay, Yeah. Why is my plan failing? I don't understand. But then I realized because I broke my rule, because I broke it all the way back here when the A formed and I broke the pre-market high when I took the trade. I should have immediately stopped out and been done because my rules always imply going down, not going up. So if usually I'm broke out once and then twice, it's like you don't even do it a third time because you already know. But the more and more I see this happen where it breaks pre-market high and not like with a parabolic and doesn't come back and consolidate or even test it, it's no bueno. No good, no good. So that was that one. FBIO was really annoying today. New pattern, haven't seen this one before. Check this out. So it's kind of like a multi-day runner, right? Kind of like a multi-day runner. But right at this end day on Friday, which is typically the top of your run, you should be kind of done by that point. Right? Because here's your top, here's your basically a triple top that you're going through, and you didn't hold it back last week, so why would you hold it this week? Right? See it? Into consolidation, on the monthly. Anyways, that doesn't make any sense. So I shorted it. The first pop, I had like a 560 or 550, somewhere around there average. And my target should have been pre-market high, pre-market consolidation, and pre-market low, all of it, right? I didn't take all of it out here because in the middle of the trade, I was, for whatever reason, I thought it was going to be it was going to flip red on the day because it was extremely close. And I was like, all right, this is going to be red on the day. This is going to start the top on the weekly and go back down. Nope. It caught itself and it came all the way back up, almost to where it came from. Then it literally went back down at the end of the day and just hung out and consolidated again where it came from. Making like 15% gains on the day. What's the gain on the day? Yeah, 15.78% gains on the day. So it's pretty annoying. But I learned there's my exit fully. To break this is a 20% chance. I say that all the time. And I didn't take it all here. I was betting too much, literally, that it would go down further, and I was wrong. That was wrong. What was the other one? I talked about all three, I think. This one? Oh yeah. So this is AFMD. Very weird. Shoots up in the pre-market, comes down. I'm really hoping for this one goes to 1250. I'm really hoping out the gates this goes up or even breaks down and then shoots up and goes up higher. So this one I played terribly because I didn't fully exit. My entry point was Terabad, which was like 10.05 right here on the short. So obviously on confirmation, however, at pre-market lows. So it's already breaking my pattern. So then I think it's a different pattern that I've seen a couple of times, and I think it's going to go down back to a $9 hold, based just upon a different pattern I had. So I was expecting it to go bounce, 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 and then down from here at the end of the day. And it didn't. It went back up to mids. So I was about half size here anyways. On this drop down, I thought, okay, great, it's going to keep going down, and I'll just dip out at 9 because it's going to bounce back up and come down and do something. And that didn't happen. This was the decision point here. And then I just wrote it up, and then back to 960, and I got out because it was the next consolidation point. And then it went higher, of course, and finished the day even higher. So that's disappointing because that's the wrong dollar direction that I was hoping it was going to go, I guess. But then the pattern didn't make sense to me anymore because it's not catching itself on anything. It's red on the day, and the 974 level isn't really like a level. So like 974. It's like consolidation of something in September of 2015. That's a weird spot to consolidate at, right? So that's where we crushed it on the end of the day. Doesn't make sense because now we have a gap, right? So could I have held the position to the weekend? Yeah, but it's a risk. it's a risk to hold that type of short. And it didn't make sense because what was I risking at this point? So to hold the short over the night, you have, I think it's 6 borrow fee, 6 times whatever your borrow fee was, and my borrow fee on this was $0.015, so that's 6.5 cents per share, right? So now I'm down 6.5 cents per share plus today, so that was 7 cents. So 7 cents a share. Now I'm risking up here this consolidation again, about 10.65 from roughly, that's $1. It's $1 risk. So I'm already $1, let's say 10 now. It's $1.07, but $1.10 now with the 8.93, my original exit. So let's do that math real quick. So I'm risking 93 cents, I think. That's really bad math. 88 plus 95 cents. 95 cents. All right? So risking 95 cents. So now what was my target just based upon 1-to-1 minus 95? So my target's 882. So it's not even a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio because that's my risk on the bottom side to be run 1-to-1. Oh, my target should be more than my risk, so I couldn't hold it into the weekend based upon that. It does make sense. I'll show you what I just did there. So what am I risking? I'm risking 10.65, right? Minusing the price that it was going to close at. I was guessing around 180. Oh, 980. I'm sorry. So minus 980. That's an 85-cent risk. Essentially, is what I have. But because of my borrow fees, I calculated it. I have a 0.7. That wasn't the right direction, was it? I just totally messed that up. 0.085 plus that is 0.07 makes me 92 cent risk. Okay, so 92 cents is what I'm risking, almost $1. Okay, now my target is 93, right? So remember this. Just give you a notepad. Hope this makes sense to you watching this. If it doesn't make sense, then you don't understand my mind. 92-cent risk. My target reward that I'm targeting still would be 977 minus 8.93 gives me 84-cent profit. So that's not even a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. I am risking more than I'm setting the target to profit. That doesn't make sense to take that trade to hold it overnight. Could I be wrong and it could be a gap down that goes down even lower? Sure. It's more likely that it'll catch. After today's movements. So anyways, that's why I didn't take the trade to hold it overnight. I don't hold shorts overnight yet. Most of the data that I have points to those being more riskier than those are good. Thanks, man. So I just want to jump on and tell you guys about that. If you lose in a day, you really have to take a step back and take a breath and see why you lost and to learn from it. Think of it like self-education, right? You have to kind of take your wins and your losses as they come. In anything you're going to lose. Anything you're going to lose. The point is, what happens when you lose? You got to learn from it. You got to become better. volatility. In the end, it's the more you make. I can tell you that I'm down. I think I'm down on the week. Let me do that real quick. Let me put this stuff up. I gotta put this away. Every day you should journal also on why you lost. I forgot to journal yesterday. So let's see. When was I that low again? Oh wow. I lost all week's gains. Does that technically mean I'm down on the month if I lost all week's gains? No, let me look. No, okay, good. Okay, good. Oh. I'm up on the month, but down on the week. You know what that means? That sucks. That means like the first and second I was up, and then all this week I'm down on the week. Dang. That stinks. What's going on, Isdan? How are you? I just saw your message. Sorry, man. I've got a sheet over your head. I'll fix that. Man, I forgot the truck yesterday. That's a bummer. I don't have pictures of that. You just hanging out, Don? Just chilling home? You're getting crushed on S. Let me check it out. What you got? SKLZ. Oh, bro. When you say crushed, what do you mean by crushed? 27 home? 27. Okay, let me look at something real quick. Hold on. What's your market cap? 6.7 billion market cap, floats 150 million. What's your volume then, dude? Homie. How long are you holding for, man? What's your plan? Got a plan, right? Please tell me you have a plan. Are you just holding hope? Are you holding hoper? You like that sometimes. Or is it a plan? You're not sure? Oh, okay. You got a lot? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not ask the questions about it. What'd you love about this thing to begin with? What made you fall in love with it when it was going down and it broke 20? She must be hot. She must be way hot. She be crushing you like that? Got you crushed hard. Man, why'd you do it? Don, why'd you do it? I'm going to ask you a question, Don, because I don't think anybody else in here. So check this out, Holmes. I'm going to put a number on the screen. This is how much I lost today, Don. Fighting, bro. Fighting. I know it ain't much. Sometimes it's bigger. That's how much I lost today, homie. See that little notepad on the screen? Sometimes it be like that. I've lost bigger. It just stings when you don't know why at the beginning, then you gotta figure out why you did it. What rule did you break? This delay on this thing. I'm using Streamlabs, so the delay is pretty back. Without the S. You're in Spain without the S. Dude, okay. You want a tip? You want a tip, homie? But check this out. This ain't financial advice. Okay? It ain't financial advice. This is financial entertainment. Kathy Woods. Yeah, I know. So you read the news, didn't you? This is my tip. This is not financial advice, and nor am I whatever you call it. However, I don't believe the news. Zero. Rich people get richer by telling you what to do. I play in the small cap land. Where you see it every day. We track patterns, man. We track so many different types of patterns. And the more and more I look at the large cap and the mid cap, it's all the same thing. Your news is just mainstream. It's hard to describe. What I'm realizing, all of it, dude. All of it's bananas. By the time that you're hearing it, it's too late. It's too late. I'm figuring out how to actually make these moves. Be the news rather than be in the news rather than read the news. Does that make sense? That probably don't make sense. Probably sounds insane, doesn't it? But I'm figuring it out. Because you don't want to be the person talking about the person. You want to be the person that people be talking about, right? Like we talking about Kathy Wood. But really, shouldn't we be trying to be Kathy Wood? Not by following her around? Just saying. Do I think I go back to 27? Well, here's your problem. This is the thing that I'm seeing that's the problem. It's broken its consolidation. It's weekly consolidation, okay? So for whatever reason, back in December, these 2 months, it was consolidating here at 20. Right? That was the high point. Low kind of consolidation down here is around where it is right now. So what? Low consolidation, you can kind of call it from 1619, that's too low. I'd call it from 1750. So we jumping back and forth with questions, but 1750 is kind of the low of that range. I think it's right where it closed at, right? Let me move the screen out the way. Where did got too many windows open, man. 1734. Okay, so it closed 1734. So you're already under that consolidation point, right? Your better consolidation would be to just stay above 1846. So when it broke 1846, basically 1850, and drop below it, you broke that consolidation. So where are you gonna go? Man, if there's some cool like little rebound thing, you may be able to hit this check up right here at 16. But one of my rules is never go back, man. Never go back. Life rule. So, I mean, if skills behave that same way with all these not other people, because it's a lot of people. It's not a lot of people for the market cap. So oversold right now in the daily. No. I mean, I see what you're saying there, but that's not why that happened to begin with. I see what you're talking about. You're talking about a different type of stock trading than I pay attention to. But I know what you're talking about. You're saying oversold. You're saying that there was more shorts that were shorting it. No, something happened. Something happened at the top. And then somebody told you to buy it when it was already going down. Somebody had already sold it. So that CEO, that 5% dude you were talking about a second ago, CEO sold 5% of his shares and said he's still long. Right? And then you said Kathy Wood and ARK. I don't know who they are, but I'm guessing if you said them, then they probably got some dollars. Right? So they're talking about it because they're probably shorting it and telling you they're going long in it. Why? Because that's what the CEO did. The CEO did that, man. You ever check this out, Finviz? Super important, right? Super important things to know. He sold at 23. What a D, bro. Like, think about it. What a D. Check this out. You got 150 million market cap. All right? In order to grab a hold of that stock and take that thing up, like take it up, you got to grab all of them shares. So the institutions own 42% of them, right? So what is that math? I have my calculator out again. Dang, make me do some math for you, man. You want an easy answer? The answer's not that easy. Can't give you no easy answer, homie. Why does everybody want an easy answer? I don't know. I talk to myself. I'm stupid. I'm real dumb. That's not what I wanted to do. Wait, is it? Times. Yeah, 63. Okay. So 63 million is what they actually control. That makes sense. Okay. So now you need 63 million shares moved in order to move that share price, typically up or down drastically or in one direction, depending on where the bag holders are placed. And bag holders are known as consolidation areas as well, so you can try to keep up. So then you got to go back over to here and you got to look. Because it consolidated here, because most people were trading it here, you can do this math just by highlighting over the thing and seeing there's only 5 million traded there. There's only 4, there's only 3, there's only 5. 5. Always a couple 15s, 30 million right here on the green days, pushing it up. But then you look at the top here, right? Look at this right here, 47 million. In February, you had this boost of momentum. So all of a sudden, volume is trading more now, right? There's your someone 5 million, then there was a 3 million, and then all of a sudden there's a 4 million, right? Then a 5 million, and then the next day, 22 million. Following day, 16 million. That's weird. That's very high, what's called relative volume. Something happened. Next day, 6 million shares were sold. Okay. Some of these people cashing out, some of these people up here. Then next day, 6 million shares balances it back out. That's cool. That's understandable. Next 2 days, 6 million, 7 million, 13 million shares sold. Oh, oversold on that day. Pushes it down. Something happened. The bounce couldn't happen right here on this day. And you still haven't calculated, or you still even haven't reached that float of 67 million. So nothing drastic has technically happened. So as it just keeps selling and keeps falling and keeps falling, there's not enough shares going in the opposite direction to stop what's been going down. Except for here, on this day. 65 million shares were traded. 319, is that when your homeboy sold his shares? Or is that when he said he sold his shares? Or he was selling his shares? Or whatever. Or Kathy Wood did her thing? Or better yet, is that the day you bought? 319? Showing you something. I hope you can see it. don't, and I'm talking gibberish, well, you probably even dipped out, didn't you, homie? I'm sorry, this is delayed. Offering around that day. Oh, dude. It's all debated, man. I'm telling you, you can't believe the news. If you gotta pay to hear him, think about it. If you gotta pay to hear him, and they ain't telling you for free, do you think it's the truth? Give me money, I tell you something. Huh? Why don't you just tell me what you know? No. Give me money. That's the news, ain't it? Watch this TV ad. Watch this. That's why I stopped watching them, man. Started making a lot more money when I stopped watching them. A lot more money when I stopped watching them. Just learn the market, learn what the people are doing. The people being all of them, the market makers, the hedge funds, the individual traders, the new baby traders that got some money, the bigger guys that are making 10 to 20K a day. Look at them all. See what they're doing. Pay attention to them. Then you can understand them. Then you can jump array around them. It's super easy to make $100 a day. You know that? Like you could really easy make $100 a day by snapping your fingers. It's not hard. You can have your money in the market, money out of the market, make $100. Depending on how much you have, you could do $1,000 a day, every day, no problem. If you know what you're doing. And if you're content with just $1,000 a day. See, now that's the thing, right? How much are you trying to make? How much are you trying to make? Are you just trying to save money? Put it in an equity fund. One of those SQQQQs, or one of those put it in a hedge fund, let them play with it for you. But if you're trying to like swing trade, day trade, momentum trade, whatever they call them, all scalp trade, options trade, all those different types of trades, or trading techniques, learn it all. Then you know how to operate inside of it. Same thing with Forex and crypto, and how the banks are traded, and how large caps are traded, and how small caps are traded. Learn them all, man. Then you can excel. You can maneuver around in them. Then it just takes money. So the hedge funds can have billions. Down 5K? Man, don't worry about it, bro. Let me ask you this. 5K. In percentage to your equity in your account, what is that 5K? What's the percentage of equity in your account, homie? Like if you got $10,000 in there, and this is half of your account, you gotta pray real hard that you see something. Not what the news is telling you, but by looking at the charts and what other traders are seeing and what the other traders are doing. Not what they're, like, I wouldn't trade this. I wouldn't swing trade this short. I wouldn't take this long. Something's going down, or it is literally going down. But I wouldn't trade it. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I can just say I wouldn't touch this. Which should make you feel good, because I'm not going to short this either. But what's the percentage of your account? 31%? Woo, homie. You want a story? I've been there. Oh, actually, I've been down negative 50%. I was holding last year, early days trading. There was this company. Company had good news. It spiked up. It was doing good. It went parabolic. I was on beginner's luck, I want to call it, from months and months of baby data tracking. Had beginner's luck. I take a short, goes overextended, take a short, and I know if I hold, it's gonna go for me. Bro, the anxiety, oh my God, crushing me. I was negative 50, 60% of my account, all right? My account at the time was 27,000. So I was down 15, 16,000 holding overnight. I didn't sleep. I did not sleep. Next day, what happens? Because see, I'm going short. I'm not going long. And I only short these crazy momentum ones. Next day, what happens? It goes higher. Bro. It goes higher, right? Luckily, I had something else that I was swinging also that went positive. So I had like a balance in my account. So they didn't force my margin closed. They didn't force me closed yet because I was holding margin, and they're going to close you down, right? Close you down so they get their margin out. So the next day it drops. I'm like, what? My position, because I added averages out, and I'm like, dude, okay. Next day it goes back up. I cut my losses, and I think I almost cut my losses, and something happens, and it starts dropping some. So I was still using margin, but I was still like had money in my account, right? They end up doing a margin call on me and start closing the position to bring it back to just a cash account, right? So they just start closing the shares out, and it goes all the way down, because they close you all the way out of your stuff. It goes all the way down, and I'm sitting there looking at half of my account, forced closed. What happens the next couple of days? Stock keeps going down. I would have made money. I would have made a lot of money, but I was too soon. So, same thing I can apply here though. My too soon was a couple days, like literally a couple days. You're sitting here looking at something, and if you closed out, this is where you gotta make the decision. If you closed out and it went against you and it went back up, would you be okay with yourself to take that 5K loss? Or if it keeps going down further, would you be okay with yourself that you cut the loss when you did? You'd be happier. You'd feel better, right? But if it went back up, what if it went back up to your entry point? Could you live with that? Because you know you're going to check it again. Those are the two questions you got to ask yourself, man. If you can say yeah to both of them and swallow it, then you know what to do. I ain't got no easy answers for you, homie. I told you you'd be asking the hard questions. I can tell you I took an options position on SPY and AMD last year that did not work out at all, and I lost on that. $3 grand in a smaller account, and that was about 25% of my account at the time. Actually, it still is. I don't use that account. That account literally sits there with some long-term positions in it. And I just keep adding the dividend back up. That's just a slow little mover. I need to check that on Monday. See what that's doing anyways. But what else you holding, man? Is this your only position? Like, do you only have 3 stocks you're holding right now? You gotta create a plan, man. Nah, you gotta create a plan, dude. I feel you. But you gotta put a number in. Put a number in. Draw your chart out. Put a number in. Be like, if it goes down to here, I'm out. If you don't have a plan, dude, you're planning to fail. Speaking of this, look at this. See, this is leave the market. Man, you can't leave the market. Dude, you leave the market, you won't ever come back. You won't. You won't come back. So that's how the market wins, dude. The market wins by people leaving. What they tell me, and what I've always heard, if you don't blow up in the first year, the first whole year, if you don't blow up and you keep learning from your mistakes, you will be successful. Like, you will be successful. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I already am successful. But I really want to be really successful. That's goodbye. this out there real quick. I was trading this today, FBIO. All right. So I don't know if you were here when I was doing this recap on this thing, but FBIO went down. I didn't cover all the way. There's a reason why I was supposed to, based upon my rules. And it goes up. This is intraday trading. So this thing goes up, back all the way up to here. Now look where it is. I covered. I made money on it. I covered right here, right before the bell closed, on my short. On my second attempt even too. But I shorted back up here. But anyways, it's back up to high day, man. Bro, then learn, dude. Like, you gotta learn. Put time into it. Don't blow up. Don't blow up. You just gotta keep learning. All of the things that you see on the monthly, on the weekly, on the option swings, and all that, whatever jazz you want to talk about, plays a part in the day-to-day trading. It's all one big giant thing. The things that I learned, man, I learned that all the money in the world is basically flowing through the stock markets. Once you understand that, and once you figure out that you can literally reach out and grab something, right? It's about how big your claw is. So 31% of your account, you're about down 5K, you got about 15K. So if you close, you about to what, 10K? All right, think about this. At $10,000, what is a safe position to take? $2,000 maybe. So in the $2,000 in a day, can you grab $2 out? If you just by trading your own money, can you grab $2? You probably say yeah. I can tell you, using $10,000 a day. Let me look at this. What is 46 minus 8? 46 minus 8, 36 cents? What's 36? What's 36? 36 cents times 2,000. 2,000 times 36 cents. $720. By using your $10,000, you could probably, on average, make $720 a day. I would, you know what? It's a bit safer. You could probably make $500 a day on your own money if you just learn all of it. You learn all the different parts of the market, and you sit and stare at it. You'd be like, hey, I can capture that little bit. So you put your 10 grand in, and you're like, I just really want 5%, please, a day. 5% a day. You could do that. You know what? That may be too big. I don't know if you could. Not being mean. I don't know if you could. So let me do this even lower. What's 1% of 10,000? $100. Where would that been in Fubo? Let's just check this out. So going long, based upon anybody's strategy. Obviously buying so what's the middle range? This is what I was basing mine off of. You could go short on confirmation right here, which is roughly 950. Close to where I went short at on most of my shares. Consolidation is right here at what? 510. You cover that whole thing, you got 30 cents a share. Yeah, man. Do you think? I don't know when 5 minutes are waiting for you in your back, dude. I don't even know what that is. Because of the delay. Put on my watch list. Yo, homie. I'm looking at a chart I didn't play today. I traded, I didn't trade it, but I saw people trading it. CEL. CEL was a trap play too that I'm trying to figure out. I'll talk out loud in case you're listening. Want to hear the mind of intraday trader. So I didn't touch this one. I didn't touch this one because of the pre-market movements. And that's what I'm just kind of staring at here. I'll just walk you through what I'm seeing. So we had a gap up. For some reason, it gapped up to the high of its previous day. Look. So you can't see it here, right? You can't see why it gapped up. Check this out. In the 5 minute, you can. It shows you the pre-market. And it shows you more stuff back here. The daily, though, what is on the daily? as much as this, because most people would, and I'm like, it's not something to mess with. So it goes down, forms consolidation here after hours last night, goes down again. I looked at this last night and I was like, no. Goes down again, market opens today. It's consolidating. I see it, not interested. It was, obviously it lost all of its gain from where it gapped to, see, because it gapped from, started at 18 up to 26, came all the way down back to its thing. No, I've seen things go baby bounce and then die for the rest of the day. So I was like, nah, this ain't nothing. So pre-market, I was thinking, I'm not gonna go long. This is dumb. Well, then it just starts going, and I was like, I'm not gonna go with it. I missed that boat. It's above $20. I don't have much data tracking above $20. So I was like, meh. Check this out though. Consolidation, pre-market. Usually I'm used to one. This one has two consolidations after hours pre-market, same difference. It has one that's around this level at 23. Back here, a bit here. The second one around this level right here. And then its low was $1 between 18 and 19 down here. Right? 1942, 1778, 1790, yeah, 1790, so $1.50. Right in here. Consolidation probably around 1871, or low. So low consolidation. So I have no idea of this pattern. This is similar to something I've seen before that I trade, but it's not because of the beginning factors of it. So beginning factors, I didn't touch it. But then it comes all the way back up to test its original high point. Okay? Usually then we would see at the bell go down, bounce off of its consolidation, which at this point it's two of them. So that's weird. So it didn't bounce off of its consolidation, or even between both of those, the average, which would have been 22, to go back up. So then it doesn't form the next pattern I'm thinking of. So another factor, it's not working. Okay, so then it goes down. All right, well, it's not a short because it was a short here if we've ever executed the short to begin with. That's shorter than the pre-market off of this, not who's ever shorting here at the fake break of that. So this was a chasing at this point. So people that would short it would short at what, 22 something? From this consolidation, which is, here's the weird part. You ready for the weird part? That same spot it catches it and consolidates is that second consolidation point pre-market. You guys see something else weird too. That's where it consolidated again and again and almost ended it, but some short covered and closed it up higher. That's weird, man. I'm telling you, nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, bro. Everything happens for a reason. So check this out. So it goes down, right? So shorts get in. And someone squeezes them. They squeeze them back up to the top consolidation area that was right before pre-market. Weird. Then they do a fake break, trying to test that. Fake breakout, shorts hit it. All these consolidations from pre-market people, the rest of the people that were there and got stuck. Because remember, the volume was garbage sauce on this, 15 million. Garbage sauce volume. So literally you're playing with the intraday people. You're not even messing with any bagged holders in the long term or any momentum traders to spike the momentum up, to spike the percentage up. You're literally just playing with what you got. That's who you're against. That's your enemy, that's your team. Anyways. So it comes back up as this fake break. Comes back down, hits the top of the consolidation zone. So now you're literally bouncing in between the top consolidation zone and the bottom consolidation zone. That's what you're doing. All day. All day. Gross, right? If you had iron balls and you got in here, risking high of day or pre-market high, then this wouldn't have scared you, right? And you would have got, I don't even know, baby percentage out of that move. Maybe if you then held all day long, See, you're still trying to hit this pre-market low. That's your target, right? That's your target, because you got in so crappily. You got in halfway in between the whole move, and you're trying to get here, but you've already been tested here. Unless you got in here, you shorted late. Now you're panicking. And then you're not content at the end of the day. If you were late, which you would have been content with it happening in 5 minutes, but you were hoping it would go lower because you were greedy, didn't happen either. This little whip, that's what they call it, right? Little whip is the same thing. AMFED over here. Swap. Same thing. Mine went lower. Mine had more volume. CELC. Then same thing. You don't see the first line here. And you had a different zone. That's strange. So this still isn't a pattern to play. This double consolidation, basically a sideways pattern. You basically say, okay, where was the whole pre-market move in after hours? When you log on. Okay, right before the bell. Alright, so I'm in the middle. So it ain't a nothing trade, right? Because it finished flat. Look at that. Look at that. What'd you do? $22? You almost didn't do nothing today. Uh-oh. Oops. Look at that. Didn't do anything. But it started like that in the morning. Garbage play. That's what the stock market's about right now, dude. We got garbage all over the place. Nothing has gapped up nearly enough to be worth a trade at all. There's no momentum. It's not really even a slow climb. It's pretty much all that sideways action. Ears, look at this sideways action on ears. Literally sideways action. I traded it yesterday. I hit the top and I did not get low enough and it kept going and now it's going up after hours. That's stupid. Eyes. It ain't even running with eyes anymore. Look what eyes did this afternoon. Huh? What? No news. No news. It just took off. I saw it right here and I was like, that's not going to go any higher. It starts going higher. I'm like, what? And it goes smack. And I'm like, that's why you don't chase. That's why you don't chase them longs. Came back to where I first went, huh? Like that. What? What was this? Why did the volume show up in the middle of the day and make it literally just bounce? Anyways, man, that's pretty much what I did today. Want to just kind of talk about what's up, Quanel, please. That's what his name is. Quanel, please. Quanel. It's gotta be Quanel. I can't read though, dude. Don't hate. Wonder if you could look at ramp. Yeah. Hold on, homie. I bought it at 20 cents and it's at $1.32. Look, ramp. How did you buy it at 32 cents? No, you ain't. Oh, you're talking about cryptocurrency? I don't know crypto, homie. I don't know crypto because it's I don't know what crypto is. Ramp. Look at that. Crypto. You bought it. When did you buy? Oh, you bought on the way up? Is that what you said? What are your thoughts on it? Never heard of it, dude. All this crypto stuff is subjective. If you find the patterns and you see why it's moving and you buy it quick, then crypto's good. I know that crypto after its hype doesn't do very good. Doesn't do very good. But that's just what I've seen. Nothing does ever good for a long time if it's a hype thing. Let's look at the chart. Charts are talk, dude. Charts talk. Here's a 3-month. What has it really done in 3 months? Can I have? specialize in stocks. Stocks, small cap usually. Patterns, movements, psychology of traders, understanding how things move and why things move based upon people's feelings. Like you're asking, you're like, hey, what are your thoughts on it? Well, people got a lot of thoughts on things, right? And then you understand what makes a person basically afraid and what makes them happy. Then you can kind of see why the chart moves in such a way. Like people panic. It parabolic up. Look at this. Back in March. Parabolic up from 68 cents to what? 98 cents? Dude, look at that. Did you see this? 68 cents to 98 cents. Why? Why did it do that? March 21st, 2 weeks ago. Don't know, but as hard as they go up, they go down even faster. Look at this. Boom! Goes down even lower. 54 cents. Someone caught it. That was weird. Goes up to 75 cents. Twice a 25-cent gain, man. That's 50. That's 100%. No, 50%. Holy. Yeah, jump out of that. Somebody jumped out. Made sense. Came out after it started to. It's going up. It's going up. Going up. I can tell you, based upon this number here in the past month, if you had $1.32, which I don't say that, man. Says it's at 94. You're gonna sell it at $1.32? Like, that would be dope. I don't know what it is. Not a financial advisor though, man. I know nothing about crypto. I can tell you what the chart looks like. I can tell you since January, it's been being pumped. It's been going up. I know nothing about this. I could read about it. But it's just news. And literally news is usually hype, and hype is usually subjective to who's reading that hype. And depending on how many people read the hype, depending on how much money you get traded in there, depending on how much money gets traded, depending on how much you can grab out based upon your team. So if you play in, let's say, large caps, there's a lot more money there, so you can grab your hand in and take some money out. However, you gotta have a lot of money to even get any money. If you got $100 and you put it in a $100 stock, how long is it gonna take you to get $1? 10%. It's hard, right? It's typically what we're doing in day trading in the intraday. We're shooting for 10% a day on $100,000. So $100,000, you put it in a large cap, you can't make it move. It ain't gonna move any because it's the large cap. What is a cap? Market cap. This thing right here. $100,000 ain't gonna move that. But $100,000, harder chance of moving that. Right? I don't even know if we have a low float I can even tell you about. Low market caps company. We haven't had one in a couple weeks. Anything today was a low cap? No, probably not, because we haven't seen one in a super long time. Yeah, we haven't seen a small cap. Anyways, small cap would be something that your money could actually move in there, right? Something at least 1%. Those things are hard to come by. So mainly you have these bigger ones. And when you got these bigger market caps, that's on my scanner. Why is that not? That's a better one. Your money ain't gonna do much, right? Your money can't buy much of the float, can't move much of anything. So this one, for example, if you throw $100,000 in here, what is the stock price? Let's pull it up. WMLH. I don't even know what this thing is. I haven't even looked at this. It's got some volume. Stock price is, let's say, $7. You can buy it at, you can buy some at $7. All right, $7. You get $100,000. Check this out. I'm showing you something. times 7. That's not right. 14,000 shares. So you can buy 14,000 shares. You can buy 14,000 shares of this company, right? After you bought 14,000 shares of this company, well, for one, you would immediately inject volume into its price. So much volume. See right here, the top right here, this little box tells you how much volume is traded in a day, right? Look at this. 12,000, 2,000, 20,000, 43,000, 43,000. Wow, look at that. 43,000 caused it to go from open was 533 and the high was 611. Okay, cool. What happened the next day? 5,000 shares. So obviously you can see the price is neutralized around $5 for some reason. Price is being held. So if you inject 17,000 shares into this thing, or 14,000 shares, which is $100,000, you have the possibility to move it 30 cents, right? Because that's what we just saw. Even on the worst day, it still moved from open to close, 33, 10 cents. Here, what is, it's a little bit better day, but you can probably get out halfway between that. Open 23, close at 60 cents. What's 60 cents times your 14,000 shares? So close my calculator. So we're looking at 14,000 shares times 0.6, $8,000. Is that right? Yeah, that is correct. So you could make, on your $100,000, you could make 8.4% in a day just by using all of your money in one thing. Now, the problem is that's still very risky, right? Because technically you don't even have enough money to do this by yourself. You're hoping for other people to show up, hoping for other sheep to show up that would move, that would just jump in here based upon what your movements did, right? Hey, look, there's actually somebody that did it at $14,000 or 14,000 shares. They moved it from 640 open high, 645 to the high of 775. So they jumped into the $100,000, caused some sheep, sold it off, and they sold the rest of it off for a little bit of a loss. But they may have basically balanced out or made some money based upon when they entered an accident and how many sheep jumped in there, right? Because then the volume went away. So with the $100,000, you can play and try to move something $1, and you can try to make $14,000 off of it, right? Now your odds of doing that suck because you don't have enough money. Now if you have $1 million, is that possible? I don't know. Maybe I can tell you that if you start thinking, like we were talking earlier, you start thinking about the big dudes and how they do it, then you can figure stuff out. So I hope that made sense. Probably not, because I've been studying it for a long time, so I'm not saying all of my words that I've been saying.